All right, so my goal here today is really to just kind of get the ball rolling. We used to do CHAMPS webinars, so probably over a year ago, consistently. And with a lot of the changes that happened in the last couple of years, we just kind of got off track. So now we're trying to kickstart the program again. There has been some changes, and my goal here today is to just honestly introduce the entire program, the goals, the purpose, what you get out of it, and I'll also talk about some results for the last period. So in the past, we were having these webinars once a week, and so going forward, we're going to do these once a month, or once a period, maybe a better way to put it, so every 4 weeks. And we're going to do this at the end of the period so we can recap the results from the period before. And we're going to discuss those results, and really eventually the idea is for you all to share your plans and goals, and things you're doing to have success within your restaurant. And by hopefully sharing those, other CHAMPS captains can learn from that. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to cover, this is going to be our, basically what the CHAMPS Captain program is. And hopefully you can see my screen. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, what is a CHAMPS Captain? And I know a lot of you basically know. And for those of you who will actually watch the recording, there may be some of you that are fairly new at this. So what the purpose is first is when we choose somebody for this role, obviously it's somebody that's already providing a certain level of hospitality. It's also somebody who's already providing a little bit of leadership in the restaurant. And so what we're going to do, what the goal here is to help you develop your leadership skills, and at the same, and maybe even develop into a bigger role in the store, but also to help drive results. We know that our RGMs and myself, we know that if you can engage more people into helping drive results, you just have more overall success. I would ask that you mute the line just for the background noise. So that's how we choose it, and hopefully you're going to gain from the development of providing leadership. So goals and responsibilities. The first thing is you want to be able to access the in-moment site. Now this is something your RGM can help you with, but when you go into the in-moment site, you'll have access to really all of the data, and it's very, very thorough. You can really dive down as deep as you want. I mean, there's more information there you could probably spend time looking at. But it does do a good job of narrowing the points or for your restaurant areas of opportunity. It also gives you great data about how you're doing. So you want to be able to access the in-moment site. The second thing is you want to drive surveys, or we call it quota. So simply, the more surveys you can get in, the better your bottom two box percentage will be. We want at least 5 surveys per week or more. So a minimum of 20 customer surveys per period. Now keep in mind every period is equivalent to 4 weeks. So what we know is if you're driving surveys, your bottom two box percentage is lower. It's a very simple math. If you got 5 surveys in and one of them was a bottom two box, in other words, a customer was unhappy, well, your percentage of bottom two box is 20%, because 1 out of 5 is 20%. That's a very high number. However, let's say because you were driving it, you may still have gotten that one bottom two box because we got the pizza wrong or whatever happened. But if you got 10 surveys in, now it's only 10%. It's still one bottom two box survey, but your percentage is lower. And you can keep that multiplying that number. So 1 out of 20 would be 5%. So what we know is that driving surveys, getting customers with good experiences to fill out a survey, drives your bottom two box percentage down. And keep in mind that everything in our business measures the bottom two box. And now when I say bottom two box, that's the likely to recommend Pizza Hut to a friend. So on the third bullet point, we want you to go for 4% or less on bottom two box for the likely to recommend Pizza Hut to a friend. So that's the main goal, is getting below 4%. Now, ultimately, it's beautiful to be zero. I don't know if I've ever seen a restaurant do zero for a whole year, but I have seen restaurants do as low as 1% and 2%. So it is possible. As far now, to me, the bottom two box measures poor experiences. Now, the next goal, which is achieve 75% or higher on likely to recommend. So the way you get credit is if somebody gives you a 5. So the customer scoring you 1 through 5. If they give you a 5, you get credit. So if you had 5 surveys in and 4 of them gave you a 5, that would give you an 80%. So because 4 out of 5 is 80%. So, and what we know is that we're driving our team members to talk to the customers about filling out surveys, you get more 5s. And partly because the employees are making a little more effort. When they know they're handing out a survey, they tend to make a little bit more effort. They're a little more hospitable. Now, obviously, there's more to it than that, but it does help. The fifth thing on there, celebrate and recognize wows and store achievements. I think this is a big part of leading, celebrating and recognizing wows. Now, there's various ways you can do that. In the past, we would have a board in the store that we call the CHAMPS board, and we would post things on the board for the employees to see. And that's still very effective. To me, one of the even better ways to do that is to utilize the Crew app. Because if a wow comes in and you want to recognize, you can simply post it on the Crew app, and so for everybody to see. And then it's instant. Everybody sees it. It seems like bulletin boards in the store, only certain people who are interested look at it. But on the Crew app, everybody sees it. So there's some benefit to that. Plus, you can utilize gold stars, things like that. I also recommend strongly that every employee who receives a wow comment receives some sort of a prize. It might be something as simple as a chocolate bar or a nice pen from the dollar store. Very inexpensive prizes where you spend, maybe $1 on it. You wouldn't want to give out, $10 prizes every time somebody gets a wow. That'd be too expensive. But you know what? Getting a good chocolate bar or a neat old pen or something like that can, just kind of make you feel at least appreciated. And so I really strongly recommend that you have those types of, or something similar to reward every single wow comment that mentions an employee's name. I believe in the instant prizes. Now, you can take it further than that and have contests, and there's a lot of creative things that CHAMPS captains have done. All right, report at weekly meetings. So this is if the RGM wants you to join at a meeting and talk about what kind of results. I send you that report every week. That report also gets sent to the RGM. It can be printed off at the computer because it also gets sent in the email. And you could talk about how things are going and share what you've been doing, how the results are, how get some input and support from the rest of the management team on how to engage everybody and drive hospitality. So yeah, celebration and recognizing wows is very important, and reporting at meetings can be very helpful. And then of course attend a period webinar, and that's kind of what you're here today. Now, as we move forward, I want to insist that it's once a period. We can send the email link to your phone, and you can download Skype. Elaine's doing that today, and it seems to be very effective for her. You can watch it right on your phone. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be at the store. So it's very flexible to your schedule. But please attend that one period webinar every period. Maintain and update a CHAMPS recognition board. Now that's the piece that is, to me, I'm more flexible on that today because it depends on how well you use the crew app. But a board can still be very effective in the restaurant as well. So you can have some fun with that one as well. Communicate using the crew app. We talked about that. Weekly and period results. Sharing those results with the rest of the stores. Challenging the team. Let's say when you compare yourselves to other restaurants in my area, you can say, hey, we are in second place. Let's see if we can beat them next, get to the top of the list next time. Or maybe pointing out some of the low points. Like, hey, our product quality has been a challenge. Let's work together to improve product quality, or whatever it is. When you look at that report, the bottom two box scores can help you identify where your opportunities are. Wow comments from customers, we talked about that. I think it's very important to recognize employees whose names are mentioned. And then, of course, talking about opportunities for improvement. So then the next question is, what's in it for you? So I've kind of restructured the program, and I'm going to do this by a period basis. And we're really trying to drive two things. We're going to give you an opportunity to earn $50 every period. Okay, I can help with a bill somewhere, and you're at, or you can take you and your whatever out for dinner with $50. But there's two things I'm going to reward you for, and it's real simple. The first prerequisite is you must meet the quota of 20 or more. If it's less than 20, then you're kind of disqualified for the bonus. 20 is fairly easy to achieve. Anytime we have a CHAMPS captain that's promoting it in the restaurant, we're well beyond 20. So we can tell when there's an effort. You can tell when there is no effort. When you see very few surveys coming, that means nobody's promoting it. So anyway, so if you make quota and you get 75% or higher, then you get $25 paid to you. If you get for that period, and this has happened, it happens, unquestioned. It didn't happen last period, but I would say just about every other period, one or two people get a zero bottom two box for the period, and that's an extra $25. So theoretically, if you're hitting 75 or higher and zero bottom two box, you can get $50. So it gives you something to stretch for. CHAMPS captain must demonstrate engagement in driving CHAMPS to receive bonus. Now this is kind of between you and the RGM. Because we don't want CHAMPS captains who aren't really engaged to be rewarded. So it's very important that engagement is seen. What should engagement look like? It's really doing everything that we just went through above. And communicating to the team, recognizing, make sure there's prizes, and talking to the team about what the opportunities are. CHAMPS captain, please submit your request to your RGM for bonus payout. So, and then of course the last one must be paid out within 1 week of period end, or the bonus is canceled. And the reason I do that is we've had situations where the bonus wasn't getting paid, and then a couple months go by and we're like, well, how much do we owe? Well, I don't know. We're going to have to look it up and figure it out. Well, that's why we have to make sure that we're acting on the bonus right away. So just approach your RGM when you receive your report and let them know what the results were, and so that we can pay out the bonus right out of the drawer, hand it to you. So, I mean, I know Eleni, I'll just put it out there. You earned a bonus last period. And so just give me a yes or no. Did you receive your bonus?
I did, yes.
Are you there?
I did, yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Sorry, my audio's probably not working real good either. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay. Yeah, I did receive it.
Good. So obviously, being rewarded is a big part of the program, and so we want to make sure that we follow through with that for your sake.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see here now, and which is the same report, I think most of you are familiar with this point, but this is the results for period 5. Now, what I've been sending to you each week is a week at a time for the recent week. But at the end of the period, I just send you the entire period. So like I said, the minimum quota is 20, and you can see in every case but one, 20 is hit fairly easy. Actually, two cases. And you can clearly see that where it's being promoted. So let's take Elaine, you in Wahoo. Boom, 43 surveys. Clearly you promote it. Look at Nebraska City and Sarah. And Sarah's been the champs captain there for quite some time, and your consistent promoting of it has produced really consistent high-level results. So nice job to Sarah in Nebraska City. So where it's driven, and again, you can see the percentages where we get higher quota and we focus on it, we get better results. Because the two highest quota have the best scores and the best bottom two box. So now what you see under cleanliness, hospitality, accuracy, product, and speed, there's a bottom two box percentage for each of those categories. So what that simply means is the higher your score there, the more times a customer was unhappy. So in my area, out of 259 surveys, 12.65% of them must have got something wrong on the order. And one thing we know is that if customers get something wrong on an order, that's going to almost an automatic bottom two box because something went wrong. So if you take those 259 and times that by, we'll do point, that means 33 customers in the last 4 weeks, in those 4 weeks of the period, 33 got something wrong. It could have been something as simple as we forgot to put in the ranch dressing. Something as simple as, we forgot to put extra cheese on the pizza that they asked for. There's so many things. Accuracy doesn't always mean it was made wrong incompletely. It just means something maybe was missing. I'm sorry, what?
Mark, you keep cutting in and out, just so you know.
Oh. How's it now?
What?
How is it now?
But it just keeps cutting in and out.
Am I cutting out now? Hello, am I
What?
cutting out?
Now you aren't, but it goes every other.
All right, I'm gonna move.
Every word basically.
I'm gonna move quick here.
Okay.
Shoot. How long has that been going on?
Oh, maybe it's my phone. Katie says cutting out.
How long was that going
on? For me it was a while, but Katie said that it's not cutting out for her. But now it's. Oh, she says I'm cutting in and out.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Well, I just went closer to my modem.
Okay.
Is what I did. I went close to the modem.
Oh.
If that helps, if I seem to be doing better, just let me know.
Okay. I mean, it already sounds better.
All right, super. Thanks for letting me know.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Let me just keep pointing out that you can, like for example, you can see our area as opportunity, the total area as opportunity. You can see the number one is accuracy, and it typically is because if something goes wrong, a customer will give you a bottom two box when something goes wrong with their order. So that's not uncommon for that to be high, but where you see it really high is where I would be concerned. Or the other thing, or like if we have some opportunity around cleanliness, it might show. And now again, the number of surveys that come in can really determine what that percentage looks like. Either way, whatever's the highest of those is what I would be sharing with your team. So I'll just pick on Wahoo, has done really, really well because you hit 76% and earned the $25. Didn't quite hit the bottom two box. So your high, even though your scores are good, your highest is hospitality and accuracy. So the people that gave you a bottom two box, which I think is probably 2 customers out of those 43, it was something to do with hospitality, it looks like, or accuracy is what it looks like. So just trying to give you how to look at this. On the other side, you can see that cleanliness, out of 43 surveys, Nobody gave you a bottom-two box on cleanliness and maintenance, and that's, so that says a lot. When
Hmm.
43 surveys and none of them feel there was a cleanliness or maintenance issue, that's a real positive. So I wanted to share that with you. Um, I guess kind of to end this thing, and I wanted to kind of open it up for any questions. If anybody has any questions about the program and how it works, this is a good opportunity for you to ask any questions. I'll take it that means no questions. So um, what we're going to do next week, or for the next webinar that we schedule, we will.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
you're
what?
you're cutting out bad for me too.
I'm cutting out too. Man, that's frustrating. It might be my computer. It tends to. Well, I tell you what. We'll find out if this recording ends up being worth even saving. But plan for the next webinar to be able to share ideas, share some things you're doing. I don't know that we'll get everybody a chance to talk, but we'll try to at least pick 2 or 3 each webinar and share what you're doing, or even present
Okay.
what challenges you might have in terms of driving champs, so that we can learn from each other. And we have found that to be a very effective way to help champs captains, you know, attack their opportunities and help reach their goals. I'm going to share one last thing. Computer will cooperate. On every Wednesday, hello, you guys still there? Hello? Hello, hello? Well, thanks for being on, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and call this webinar. Obviously, we're having some technical issues. I don't know how much of it you heard and how much you didn't hear, but plan for to be on a webinar again in 4 weeks. And, for all managers, let communicate to the champs captains to be on the webinar. And like I said, you can do it from your phone if you have Skype, and Skype's easy to download. You just have to forward the email link to their email on your phone. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Appreciate all your hard work, and we'll talk to you in a month.